I'm Stephen Butschi. I lead our education team for Google Cloud and really excited to be here today. I'm joined by Jesus Gomez, I believe, who is presenting the slides. So we will jump in. I was going to kick us off and then turn over to Jesus. And to your point, Ron, we actually work across multiple different types of segments and institutions. And so from all the way from preschool to 12th grade, working with school districts using Google Workspace and Classroom, used to be called G Suite for Education. We also work a lot with higher education, colleges and universities, especially around the research areas and how we can support research, thinking about machine learning and artificial intelligence. And then we also work with educational technology companies that are, given the pandemic, playing such a crucial role, and even before and after, of helping personalize and make learning more engaging, especially when we have a lot of hybrid learning happening. So as we go to the next slide, where we've been prioritizing and helping institutions as they adjust towards, hopefully, as vaccines are coming out, adjusting to the pandemic and coming back to campus and to school, are three areas. The first one is recovering financial health as soon as possible. And this is where we've been thinking about things. You know, Ron, you mentioned the importance of using cloud. We recognize, though, sometimes the models of paying for cloud, of this OpEx type buffet, pay for what you use, isn't the way that many school districts and universities budget. And so one thing we've been working on is a subscription, which is a flat fee. Almost think about it as you're going to budget for it, and that's all you pay for the year, no overages, no surprise bills, so that institutions can have more clarity as they're developing their budgets post-pandemic. Additionally, we've been working on developing solutions to help with that reopening. So whether it's around contact tracing, vaccine distribution and management, hybrid learning, we have been trying to take what are the problems to help solve and then really adjusting our solutions around those. And the third, wishing you all a happy Earth Day. One thing that's really important for us is making sure that when you use Google Cloud, it's also contributing to your sustainability goals. We know that many institutions have this in their strategic plans, and Google is the first major company to become carbon neutral, and we're also the first company to achieve 100% renewable energy. So while you're using Google Cloud, you are also supporting the environment, which is great. On the second pillar here, where we're focused, is how we can help institutions as they support their students and grow and diversify revenue. Think about tuition, higher education, or EdTech companies getting more users onto their platform. So we've been working on a variety of solutions, helping you identify, if you're a higher ed institution, which students should we be targeting and working with to help for our fall class, and which ones are most likely to attend, where do we want to spend extra time for those that are on the fence. And then also thinking about other partnerships, and we're thinking about AI tutors, et cetera, that we can embed into our EdTech technology and also embed into curriculum. I think of Mesquite ISD in Texas. They've done a lot with Google Cloud on personalizing their student experience to help improve outcomes and ensure that they can get to graduation. The last area that we're focusing on is better quality of education for everyone. And this is, given hybrid education, how can we help use data to better understand how students are progressing, identify students who are at risk so that you can have more proactive engagements with them, help tailor and personalize content for students so that they have the best academic outcomes. So we're really excited as we think about these three pillars of how we can continue to help all of you as you're adjusting. Into the pandemic. And from there, I'll turn it over to Jesus to go a little bit deeper into what we're thinking about in terms of student success and how we're supporting.
Thank you very much, Stephen. So my name is Jesus Gomez. I am part of the strategy and innovation group. What my group does is leading the definition of differentiated solutions. And what we have been doing in the last years is like, what are the type of solutions that we can develop to help you to transform your institution to the next level? And these solutions are grouped in two main areas. Let's start with the ones that are focused on central IT and administration. Okay, and we will end up the session with the one focused on research. So from central IT and administration, we have our student success services. This is a solution that includes a set of services that transform the student experience along the entire academic operation. So think about from the time where the student go to your website to look for information about the program, through enrollment, once they have enrolled, through teaching and learning, support, up to the time where we help them to find the jobs much more effectively. So what the Student Success Services does is basically gracefully integrate with your existing environment, and you can activate at any time the model that you are interested in. There are models that are focused on help you to optimize the admission process, automate the review process to be much more effective reaching out to students, target them better, and help to increase enrollment numbers. There are other models that help you to provide a personalized experience at any time of the day. And other models that help you to provide virtual tutoring based on AI, as Steven mentioned. Models that help you to monitor student behavior and provide real-time student analytics to help you to understand what are the opportunities and the challenges that your institutions are facing right now. We have also great tools for hybrid distance learning, Google Workspace, virtual desktop instances, as well as tools related to campus operation, contact tracing, vaccine distribution, emergency management systems. What makes this type of solution different? Three main differentiations. First, we have defined all of our solutions so that it gracefully integrates with the system that you already have on campus. We don't want you to switch them. We want you to get more value out of them. Second thing, it's not a rigid software as a service solution that cannot be customized. It's a modular approach, as I just mentioned before. You can activate the functionality that you want at any time, and you only pay for that functionality that you activate in a subscription flat fee model, so no surprise at the end of the month. And third, it is connected to the entire Google Cloud ecosystem, and with that, you benefit from our innovation and our industry-leading technology about artificial intelligence and smart analytics. This is how we think about developing this solution. On the left side of the slide, you see all the type of application and enterprise systems that all universities and EdTech companies have. They are CRMs, LMS, student information system, Cultura for video, Workday, you name it. What we have done is we have built connectors that automatically help you to extract that data and aggregate that data. So you don't have to change any of your existing implementation. Once it's ingested in the Student Success Services, you can activate the model that you are interested in, and you get that intelligence, and you provide a personalized and intelligent interaction to your users, to your students, across any channel, really consistent. Can be voice through home assistants, can be social media, can be phone, can be website. In parallel, we give you best-in-class administration tools. As we interact with the user, we will give you information about this is the user behavior. These are the trends that we are seeing, and these are the opportunities for improvement. This is how we think it. A modular approach is really easy to integrate with your system. An example is the model for personalized support on 24/7, where we are connected to all the systems that university has to provide automatically virtual support at any time of the day in more than 100 languages. We have several universities already using this. Some of them have already reported publicly the results. Australia, for example, said that 93% of their questions and even enrollment operations are now done automatically by their 24/7 virtual assistant. Penn State supporting more than 9,000 students. Imagine that. You have to launch a new program. You want to give the best support to your students. You don't have to hire anybody else. You can provide that even in different languages if you want to open an international online program. And this is how it feels. This is the bot from Australia, the customer that was shown in the previous slide. Basically, I am just interacting with that chatbot. It can be on Google Home. It can be on Google Meet in a window. It can be in your own app. I can ask that virtual assistant, what is my GPA, my assignment? It goes to the LMS and it provides me with the answer. When is my financial aid coming? It goes to the SIS and get my answer. You can tell, I can purchase a book, I can make a class reservation, and I can tell the virtual assistant, what class do you recommend me to take on the next semester? Virtual assistant goes to the LMS, to the information system, and tell me, Jesus, based on who you are, the major that you are working towards, and the offering that I have for next semester, these are the classes that I recommend to you. This is the type of personalized support that we are talking about. Real time, integrated with your systems, provided across any channel in more than 100 languages. In parallel, a self-service dashboard for your advisor, your professors, your students. You can see, okay, these are the type of questions that my students are asking. This is what makes my student happy. This is what they are concerned about. So you can focus on what is really important for them. Another example, smart analytics for student retention. As you know, it's cheaper to retain a student than to capture a new student. And you want to make sure that every student, regardless of their discipline or background, have the best experience possible. This is the type of functionality that we are bringing. And for that, what we have done is we have partnered with the industry consortium Unity to bring UDPs built on BigQuery, but customized for EDU. And what this tool does is it connects to your existing system. It extracts the information, not only the extraction, but even transform that information into a unifying common data model so that you can query information across multiple systems. You remove that data silo and you get the insight in real time. And you provide those actionable insights to your user. This is just an example. You can see dashboard where you see, okay, based on different student groups or discipline, this is their experience. This is the engagement. What are the students that are performing well doing different than the rest? How can we bring these best practices to everyone? How are they using our different learning management tools? So that if I have 50 learning tools in the university, I can see which are the ones that really make the difference, and I can consolidate my cost there. This is the type of insight. We can even predict academic outcome. And if you look at this table here, this is the demonstration that we are not a black box. We don't only tell you this is the grade that this student is going to have. We tell you this is why that the student is going to have that grade. It has a weighted average of every feature. So you know, like, okay, these are the 3 or 4 things that are really important for prediction. I'm going to focus my time on that. Who is using this? Many institutions are already using the 2 more recently that posted last month was University of Missouri, that are starting to expand, tracking more than 70,000 student behavior with this type of system, just to know, like, okay, how can we make them successful? How are their preference shifting, and how we can get ready to being even more connected to them. University of Minnesota Rochester announced with Mayo Clinic that they are launching a new program that is going to be taught in a platform built on this. Basically, they are using this solution to help them to develop the next talent of healthcare students, reducing the term of the program actually by 1 year and bringing more diverse talent that is going to be sooner in the market, being successful with the skills that they need. Another example, virtual tutor. This is an AI used to offload from the professors what they hate the most, creating assignment and evaluating assignment. How do we do that? You have your content. Imagine that you want to launch a new content about coronavirus immunology. You can put your content on Google Drive, on your LMS, or on your EdTech platform. Our AI tutor is going to connect to it. Automatically, it's going to build a knowledge graph, and it's going to create assignments and exams. Those will be delivered to the student. Can be via Google Workspace, can be at your own app. The students submit their answer. Our AI tutor is going to evaluate that answer and provide feedback on real time. In parallel, you gain insight. This is where the students are doing well. These are the top of the part of the section where they are struggling, and maybe you may want to revisit that with them tomorrow. Imagine if you want to launch a new class and you don't want to hire additional professor. This is how you do it. The best part is that this is integrated with the tools that they love. So your students most probably are already using Google Docs, Google Sheets. AI Tutor can provide real-time feedback on that. This is what we mean for assisted learning. And now you just see some of the great things that we are doing in Society Administration. I want to spend the last few minutes just for next generation research. So, you know, we came back from research, so it's very close to our heart. And most of the researchers like us, not only for the technology that we develop, like TensorFlow and Kubernetes and MapReduce that created Hadoop, but because when we create technology, we open source it. And the community is very used to it. So what we are doing is building innovation hubs. Innovation hubs helps institutions to better develop their ecosystem, bringing private and public partners to the universities and helping them to win more grants. How do we do that? If you look at the slide, this solution helps you to aggregate any type of data. It can be on-prem, from any other public cloud, from your existing system, your academic medical center. It is aggregated on Google Cloud, protected by our Zero Trust design and security, our compliance in HIPAA, GDPR, FedRAMP. And then we use Anthos and BigQuery Omni to help you to move the workloads really efficiently with your on-prem HPC, with other collaborators that may be running other systems. On top of that, we have developed services that help you to share data much more effectively with your collaborators. For example, we have services that de-identify healthcare data automatically before they leave your institution. This is how we accelerate collaboration. We help workload movement so you don't waste your budget in trying to reproduce the result. And we give you the best compute, like TPUs and the latest GPUs. An example, Clemson is using our HPC for traffic research. In this use case, within only 2 hours, they were able to spin up 2 million virtual CPUs in preemptible VMs, extremely cost-effective. Okay, just for evaluating evacuation routes. The best part is that it's integrated already with the schedulers that they are familiar with, Slum and OpenVS. So, you know, this is the same philosophy. We are not going to charge you for licensing. We don't want you to change anything with your environment. We want you to get more value of what you already have and your people to use their existing skills to run in the best infrastructure. Another example, how do we aggregate data? This is just an example of how we get different healthcare data, EHR, imaging, genomics, all of that data is in a different format. You will need 3 people to query that data and understand that data. What we do is we have harmonization tools that transfer that data into a SQL representation. So you can use your existing SQL skills to do queries that span across imaging data, genomics data, or EHR data. Extremely simple and powerful. Who is using this? Most of the biobanks that we are working with, the clinical data warehousing, for example, Colorado University, where they are doing, UC Denver is using it to aggregate data of more than 6 million of patients coming from different hospitals. They aggregate that data, they harmonize that data, and they run complex analysis. They are now getting faster insight from the previous 8 hours to 15 minutes, much, much cheaper. Okay, and there's a nice video about this case study in YouTube. I encourage you to watch it. With that, I think we have done it. We have covered some of the innovation that we are doing across central IT administration and as well as research. And as you can see, it's a very differentiated technology to help you to build what's next.